I'm in the middle of a tactical calculation which could well swing this entire game.
So Rimmer is playing checkers against a Scudder, and there is one move left before the Scudder beats him, so Rimmer is maybe not cheating so much as exploiting a technicality.
El Scutto here has to go back on duty, and if he goes before the game is concluded, I win by default.
Wait, let me add the proper background music.
Has anybody seen my legs? They don't appear to be below my waist, where I normally keep them.
So weird stuff is happening with Rimmer. First his legs run off without his upper half.
Wait for me! Me!
Then he suddenly has the personalities of various other crew members.
Well, you see, the shuttle was late, you see. He's turning to Brannigan, the ship's psychiatrist.
And Holly.
Just need to override the charge relays.
Just need to override the charge relays.
But how'd you do that, Hall?
Not hard to tell by this scene, but Chris Berry, who plays Rimmer, is a great impressionist. Basically, none of this is Rimmer's fault. It's because Holly is screwing up. Well, even more than usual.
Or is it the yellow cable?
You are a total... A word is yet to be invented to describe how totally whatever it is you are, but you are one, and a total one at that.
That's telling him.
Hey, who's that? Aliens!
Really, Rimmer?
I am Queeg 500.
So it turns out that Red Dwarf has a battle computer called Queeg, who is supposed to take over in an emergency.
You can't do this. Holly's got an IQ of 6,000.
Is that what he told you?
Well, what is it then?
It has a 6 in it.
What is it?
6.
He immediately starts trash-talking Holly, even if everything he's saying is true.
How come he knows all the answers to questions about science and space and that?
He consults a book,
What's the book?
the Junior Encyclopedia of Space. It's the only one he could find which had pictures.
In any case, Queeg takes over and Holly is demoted to night patrol.
From now on, Red Dwarf is run by Queeg 500.
Rimmer is excited about how much is getting done around the ship, but Lister feels bad for Holly.
He's like a blind old incontinent sheepdog who's had his day. Take him out to the barn with a double-barreled shotgun and blow the mother away. And I'm only saying that because I'm so fond of him.
Sometimes I think it's cruel giving machines a personality. My mate Peterson once bought a pair of shoes with artificial intelligence. No matter how blind drunk you were, they could always get you home. Last thing he heard, they'd sort of robbed a car and drove it into a canal.
So Lister tells this long story about Peterson having shoes with advanced AI, and it eventually pays off with this zinger.
He went to see a priest. The priest told him, he said it was all right and all that, like, and the shoes were happy and that they'd gone to heaven. You see, it turns out shoes have souls.
Wait a minute. How did they open the car door?
Oh, Rimmer, you're so dumb. Naturally, since Rimmer is the one who supported the idea of Queeg taking over,
Move it, boy!
he is the first one to get put through the ringer.
What are you doing?
What I'm doing, Pilgrim, is I'm putting you through the Regulation 500 jerks, and then your ass is on a 3-mile run. Revise and learn pages 25 to 59. You will then be tested. If you fail, tomorrow you will do a 5-mile jog.
Because Rimmer doesn't have enough anxiety about test taking as it is.
I can't get any food. Try a different machine. I tried them all.
I'm sorry, you have run out of credits.
Is Kat doing a Queeg impression? Because that is dead on.
When a crew member has run out of credit, food and drink may not be supplied until the balance has been restored.
So it turns out that Lister and Kat will not get any food unless they work for it. Yikes. Anyway, while doing said work, they run into Holly.
Oh, dudes, who goes there? Friend or foe?
They talk about how awful it is with Queeg.
The man is a maniac.
I agree.
And Holly points out that they should have defended him before Queeg took over.
Different story now, isn't it?
Well, I defended you.
Queeg says I've got an IQ of 6, and you immediately leap to my defense saying, really? That explains everything.
Also, Holly wants to prove how smart he really is.
Well, what is the square root of 2049?
How about a space question?
What's the nearest planet to the sun?
That's right down my particular field of expertise, that is. Your nearest basic planet to your actual sun is...
Yeah.
Mercury.
In any case, Holly feels like he can challenge Queeg now. So after working all day, Lister has earned a piece of toast and a single pea.
A pea on toast? 1 pea?
Also, the way Lister says pea is hilarious to me for some reason.
I've lost me pea. Well, I want me pea back. It's my pea. I earned that pea. It's my pea. I earned it. I'm going to eat it no matter what.
Comedy gold right there.
Flew off into your dirty sock basket.
I'll just have the toast.
And now Lister is really lamenting not defending Holly.
What about trust? What about fidelity? What about simple, basic, honest friendship?
Do you know how many people I've met in my life I can count as friends?
Well, if you count Inflatable Ingrid, your polythene pal, 1.
Wow, that's a first reference to Rimmer's blow-up doll, and it won't be the last.
How did you know about Inflatable Ingrid?
I've been seeing her behind your back.
So Holly finally challenges Queeg to a game of his choice. The winner will get command of Red Dwarf, and the loser will be erased.
Name your game.
Chess.
It can be anything, any game at all.
Chess.
Monopoly, maybe. I'll let you go first.
Chess!
So you like a bit of chess, do you?
So they play a very tense game of chess, despite Holly not knowing what any of the pieces are called.
Horsey to King Bish 3. Horsey takes King Prawn. Bish takes Prawn.
But of course Holly loses.
Double check and mate, sucker.
Oh yeah, didn't see that.
And they're stuck with Queeg forever, which is really gonna suck for them. And Holly shows up one last time to say goodbye to everyone.
Oh, one last thing. 45.265881.
What?
That's the square root of 2049. Well, as they always say, finish on a song. Time and time again, the chance for love has passed me by.
Okay, suckers. There's only one thing I want to say to you.
What's happening, dudes? We are talking Jape of the Decade.
Yes, that really happened. Holly was fucking with them the entire time.
Queeg never existed. It was me all along.
What? You staged the whole thing.
That's right, suckers.
Appreciate what you've got, because basically, I'm fantastic.
And so ends Queeg. This episode is probably the best Season 2 episode, if not one of the best overall. We're nearing the end of Norman Lovett's original run on Red Dwarf, and unfortunately I haven't given Holly a lot of attention. To be fair, in this format it's a bit hard to. Holly's main function on the show is to provide exposition and deliver one-liners. Well, it's usually faster if I give a shortened version of the exposition myself, and a lot of his one-liners don't tend to have much to do with the episode's plot, so I tend to skip over them. I do try to include one of them in the stinger, though, whenever there's a really good one. So yeah, it's not that I don't love Holly or anything. If this show weren't already a comedy, I'd say he was the comic relief, so he's kind of easy to leave out. Same goes for Kat, and I adore Kat. But anyway, as funny as this episode is when you first see it and the twist happens, I actually think it's funnier on later viewings. The surprise is gone, but you're left noticing all the work Holly had to have put into this prank. To me, that just makes it better. This is the kind of twist where if it were anyone but Holly, it would have been impossible because it would involve someone being in more than one place at once to pull it off. But Holly has control of the entire ship and can basically be everywhere at once. Also, with only 3 people on the ship and his only main function being to point the ship towards Earth and go more or less in a straight line, and hell, he's even complained about being bored in the past, he basically doesn't have anything better to do than to set up this elaborate scenario and completely invent a character. And then there's just how freaking mean he was to the crew. Basically, in my opinion, it's even funnier when you already know that Holly is behind it all. It makes one wonder if Holly is as dumb as he lets on. At least some of it could be an act he puts on to entertain himself. If nothing else, he apparently can play chess. The phrase brilliant but lazy comes to mind. You go, Holly. Next up is a Season 2 finale, Parallel Universe. See you then.
That was horrible. I never want to go through that again.